And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, Bitcoin Ben. Here for the daily. What the pluck is going on? Hang on a second. There we go. What the pluck is going on, folks? It's Friday. That means banana shirt. Folks, we're going to start the show off with a little inspirational music. I hope you guys, I think that we should take a moment and get a little serious. It's Friday. Silver just shot over 30 bucks. The Bitcoin is weeks away from just going nuts. And here we are on Friday, the day to have a drink. But we should always remain serious, folks. We're not here to have fun. We're here to change the world.
Wait for it.
Right over the top. And ain't but one thing that goes good with this. And I don't care where you're from or what you got going on. Red beans and rice, you gotta have that motherfucking cornbread. Red beans and rice, hot sauce, smoked sausage, ham hock, and motherfucking cornbread. You gotta have that motherfucking cornbread. That motherfucking cornbread. That motherfucking cornbread. Hot sauce and that motherfucking cornbread. That motherfucking cornbread. That motherfucking cornbread. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Smoked sausage. Smoked sausage. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Ham hock. Smoked sausage. Smoked sausage. Red beans and rice. Red beans and rice. Red beans and rice. And motherfucking cornbread. Red beans and rice. Red beans and rice. Red beans and rice. And motherfucking cornbread. You gotta have that motherfucking cornbread. Hot sauce and that motherfucking cornbread. Ham hock. Ham hock.
Nothing but serious shit around here, folks. That was great. Oh, happy Friday, everybody. My friends, life don't get no better than this. We're on the verge of a new world. We're on the verge of a new country. We're on the verge of a new reality. My friends, the banks are running to Bitcoin. The people are running to Bitcoin. The hedge funds are running to Bitcoin. Everyone is running to Bitcoin. And those who don't know about Bitcoin are going to be running to Bitcoin soon. Folks, we have such a cluster pluck of economics going on. We have inflation at probably realistically 7%. And that's being generous. We have the price of food doubling what was it? Every 180 days, it's doubling. We have, folks, we have Walmart warning people. Yeah, shit's getting bad. When Walmart tells you shit's getting bad, that means shit's getting bad, folks. We have so-called wealthy people, 33% jump in wealthy, which, mind you, the definition of wealthy is makes more than $100,000 a year. Is that wealthy now? So now, in order to be called rich or wealthy, they say you make over $100,000 a year, you're rich. I know truck drivers that are making 140. So you're telling me now that truck drivers are wealthy? The truck drivers are rich? Folks, this is idiocracy playing out. This is the movie Idiocracy playing out. You can't do anything. Yes, I did see. See, this is what gives me hope. Hey, Ben, did you see that Rep, what's his name, Massey introduced a bill to end the Fed? Yeah, and it got sponsored. So it passed. Or it's actually being brought to the floor. Folks, the video I shared yesterday, yeah, that's how this all goes down. It's local sheriffs deputizing. In fact, I'm sending my letter to the local sheriff volunteering to be deputized today. Right? So now, like I was saying earlier, the wealthy, over 100,000 a year, they're going to Walmart. There's a 33% jump in wealthy people shopping at Walmart. See, that ain't folks getting wealthy. That shit getting expensive. That's what that is. It isn't that wealthy people are like, oh, hell, look. This lettuce at Walmart is the same lettuce I get at my other grocery store. No. They ain't wealthy, folks. What? Think about it, folks. If you're making $100,000 right now, 4 years ago, you were making $67,000 with the same purchasing power. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Now, today's Friday, so I'm bringing you sexy sons of some bitches, some good news. All right? We're going to end this week on a high note. Everyone except Bamboo grabbing an edible. All right? Folks, literally, You've heard me say it for a long time. When this thing kicks off, it's going to kick off quick. Now we have the professionals saying it. I have a video I'm going to show you right now. All right? All right, hang on one second. Word from the sponsor, then we'll do the video. Folks, not exactly. Nothing can stop what is coming. Word from the sponsor, then I'm going to play you the best video you'll see all week.
Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about two of them. Introducing Liberty laptops from CALIX Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with Liberty laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you crypto laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to CALIX Solutions and explore our Liberty laptops and crypto laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calixsolutions.io now or call 7028458276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.
Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Twigs. Twigs, you pretty gal. Can you see that? I'm wearing the patch. So far, so good, girl. Hey, I'm wearing these patches that I got, that actually my wife had gotten from Twigs. And I think pretty soon I might be offering these patches in the links under my video, because it's either the patches or the drinking, but I feel better. And I don't think it's the drinking, because I don't drink that much. All right, now we are going to set, folks, I'm telling you right now, things. All right, for those who don't know, this is Raoul Paul. All right. All right. Raoul Paul. This guy is a professional trader. This guy is a professional researcher. This guy has made millions of dollars in the economic system. And he is all about cryptos. Now, he released a report for May. Listen up, folks. He released his information and research for May. Folks, you just got to hear this.
Several down 80% corrections, which is why even the big corrections, how terrible they are, they're all noise. If you just hold on, you're generating between 140 and 200% a year. I mean, Solana's at 240% and it went down 94% in 2022. That's how good this asset is. It's an alien asset class. And I know I bleat up a lot about it, and a lot of you are still not yet comfortable with it, but I can't help you anymore that I'm trying to help you to see what this is. It's a fucking gift. It's the greatest gift we've ever been given. So here's the final thing. This is the banana zone. Why it's called the banana zone is because the chart A looks like a banana, and B, everything goes bananas. And that comes after the halving, after this consolidation. It does this. Will it be identical? Is 300 grand the price target? Whatever. I don't know, but it will go bananas unless something dramatic changes. And I do an enormous amount of work on this in Global Macro Investor. And you should. Is this chart up on the screen? I'm not sure it is. Okay. Okay. I think I've got a delay. And so I do an enormous amount of work. There's literally thousands of pages of research from Julian Bittel and myself on this. So this is not just some flippant comments. We'd see liquidity rising going forwards. There's sources of liquidity everywhere, from the Fed cutting rate, from the Treasury draining the general account, to the Fed cutting QT, to potentially the Treasury offering some liquidity provisions to China so they can manage the debt deflation. They're starved of dollars. Something with Japan, who also needs dollars because there's their currency's been collapsing. There is a lot of opportunities. The Europeans are going to cut rates. The UK are going to cut rates. There's a lot of opportunity for liquidity. The Fed may, let's say, spin up a special purpose vehicle to get rid of commercial real estate from the banks. Who knows? But the cowbell is coming. Listen out for it. It's already started. So the banana zone is all cowbell and markets going parabolic. So hopefully that gives you some understanding of what I think lies ahead. Will it be perfect? No. Does it chop around here for another month or two? Could do. Does it finish? If I look at the previous cycles, two of them ended in the third week of May, the consolidation, and then went. And the other one was July 2020. But 2020 was weird because we had the pandemic in the middle. It's kind of a screwy cycle. So I don't know, it's close. They all look like they're making perfect wedge patterns, all of that. Everything else seems good. What's also great about macro summer and fall is that you can basically take any asset that's going to go up. So all commodities, those of you who love commodities, copper's done well, it'll go up. Gold will go up. Oil eventually will do. Doesn't feel great right now. Oil stocks will, mining stocks will, all cyclical plays will. Tech stocks, semiconductors, they all do phenomenally well. Crypto does. So you can be the moron, which is a nice way to be in markets. Nobody wants to try and overthink stuff. And pretty much anything you buy will go up. But some things will go up more than others. That's how I look at the world. Everything's fucking correlated. Everything. The everything code cycle of the 4-year debt refi cycle means that everything gets correlated. A few assets lead, crypto and tech. Others follow the business cycle. The business cycle's bottoming, so they all bottom. But they're all correlated. Everything's correlated. So for me, I like to keep everything really moronically simple. If everything's correlated, then there is no such thing as diversification. In fact, I made a big presentation to big family office network, to lots of very famous US gigantically wealthy families, and my presentation is diversification is dead. And I just said, listen, so all you do, if that's the case, you just look at all the charts, and we got to, hey, the best performing stock market in the world is the NASDAQ. Isn't it amazing? Technology, you'll get technology. And they're like, yeah, okay, we're investing in this. We can see the AI revolution, the robots, everything else. We get it, technology. I'm like, yeah. Divide the NASDAQ chart by Bitcoin, and NASDAQ is down 99.93%. I'm like, you're in the wrong asset. It's as simple as that. It's a supermassive black hole. So anyway, enough boring you on crypto. Let's talk a bit about
All right, now, just just this morning, what do we find out? The Rothschilds. All right, when Raoul Paul says he was doing a presentation to a bunch of wealthy families, he's talking about the Rothschilds. He's talking about the big boys. And so he has this meeting with the big boys, right? This is huge money, right? And now we find out this morning that the Rothschilds are selling assets and looking to buy Bitcoin. Now, whether you like the Rothschilds or not, it doesn't matter. This is so fundamental that you understand this, my friends. We are talking about a limited supply asset. Folks, the HODL rate, listen to me, the HODL rate is 70% of purchases. HODL for longer than 1 year. Folks, that's why the number of coins available to buy for Bitcoin is at the lowest point ever. Every month it will hit a lowest point ever until we hit the pinch point of supply. That happens this year at the rate of supply versus demand. We hit the ultimate pinch point this year. Now, I'm going to play this one over here.
563 firms own $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin ETFs. This signals that the more that you do your homework, the more you move towards Bitcoin, the best asset. Also, Bitcoin is being defended from the halls of power at both the federal level and the state level, as landmark legislation was passed that defends people's right to own and custody Bitcoin. Why are states, institutions, and now the US Senate defending Bitcoin? Could it be because they recognize the US recession is already here and that the country sorely needs innovation like Bitcoin? Welcome to Bitcoin Daily. I'm Dante Cook, head of Swan Business. I'm glad to be back today. A great friend and I and our two sons got to go down to the practice round of the PGA Championship down in Valhalla yesterday in Louisville. The kids got signatures from Rory McIlroy, DJ Dustin Johnson, Wyndham Clark, Lambeau Bryson DeChambeau, both Kims, Tom Kim and Siwoo Kim, and Tony Finau. The list goes on and on. One thing that I'm bummed about is that I didn't get to see Scotty shoot or practice yesterday. But man, this guy is good.
Nice.
Oh! Hello, Dad!
Okay.
Can you believe that he did this on the first hole? One of the most ridiculous things that you'll see in golf is a slightly overweight man in ridiculous pants with a crazy beard and biker shades on, riding in a cart with a caddy walking behind him carrying his clubs. I don't understand. If John Daly is able to ride a golf cart on the course, then why can't his clubs or his caddy ride with him? Similar question. If institutions and heavily regulated firms are able to custody all kinds of assets on behalf of people or even for themselves, then why can't they custody Bitcoin again? This is precisely what the SEC was voting for in their SAB 121 ruling. And in one of the most surprising events, there was bipartisan majority voting to disapprove the SEC's motion that would disallow large corporations to custody Bitcoin and digital assets. Listen to what Bitcoin Capitol Hill champion Senator Lummis had to say about Gary Gensler and the SEC's approach to this ruling.
The Senate could have avoided this if SEC Chair Gary Gensler was willing to direct staff to revise Accounting Bulletin 121 to keep customer digital assets off the balance sheets of custodians and engage in a transparent process. Refusing to revisit this policy after bipartisan criticism is odd. The majority of the SEC staff accounting bulletins from the last 30 years have been revisions and rescissions of prior guidance. Revisiting and fixing accounting standards, especially when there's a new technology, is warranted and encouraged. Guidance is meant to be flexible. It is not meant to set policy, which would require notice and comment by those that will be regulated pursuant to that regulatory process. But apparently, Chairman Gensler would rather politicize accounting standards to achieve policy goals in the banking industry, an industry I'd like to remind him he does not regulate, rather than conduct a transparent policy-making process. Maybe it's because Chairman Gensler knows that putting customer assets on the balance sheet is bad policy that would garner enough support to finalize a rule, or rather would not garner enough support to finalize a rule. Maybe it's because he's committed to an ill-informed and unworkable fight against the digital asset industry at any cost. Unfortunately, SAB 121 does nothing to protect consumers, nothing to protect consumers. It hurts them. I hope that all of my colleagues will recognize this and join me in voting in support of House Joint Resolution 109. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
Also, in another landmark piece of legislation, the state of Oklahoma passed a bill that will defend its citizens' rights to custody Bitcoin, spend Bitcoin, mine Bitcoin, and also run a node. And it also eliminates the need for Bitcoin miners to obtain a money transmitter license to operate in their state. As a state, they realize that being on the side of Bitcoin and representing the desires of their people is a good thing. This, I believe, will attract massive amounts of capital to their state, as they now can create an environment that rivals Texas, which we all know is a big rivalry. And I bet you that large institutions will start to plow money into Oklahoma. I'm calling it here first, because you see, large institutions are already starting to pile into Bitcoin. In a recent memo from Bitwise and their CIO, Matt Hogan, they announced that 563 professional investing firms own $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin ETFs as of last Thursday. They believe that they could see more than 700 firms and over $5 billion in Bitcoin ETFs in the next filing on May 15th. Bitcoin detractors like Morgan Stanley reported $269 million worth of Bitcoin. And the fifth largest hedge fund in the world, Millennium Management, owns $2 billion worth of Bitcoin ETFs. And those numbers could explode even higher, as the CME Group, the largest futures exchange in the world, has now said that they would like to offer Bitcoin trading on their platform. And if you remember when we covered the Vanguard saga of them not wanting to offer a spot Bitcoin ETF, well, even they replaced their old CEO with Salim Ramji, the guy who helped BlackRock file for and launch their Bitcoin ETF. You see, the more and more you do your homework, the more you go towards Bitcoin. According to former White House Chief Comms Officer and CEO of Skybridge Capital, Anthony Mooch Scaramucci.
Do you have updates on the institutional adoption of Bitcoin? I've seen some comments just recently. The PayPal guy said everything is eventually going to be on Lightning or something. I mean,
Lightning Network. Well, I mean, listen, we'll talk about Lightning Network if you want, but I think the institutional adoption is happening now. The state of Wisconsin announced, we expect other pension funds to announce. And of course, Bitcoin now has the regulatory approval. And I think that was the rate limiting step for a lot of these large scale institutions. And just remember, if you're not long Bitcoin, you're possibly short Bitcoin in the sense that if you believe, and I think BlackRock has more or less said this, that this will be part of a long-term tactical asset allocation strategy for institutional investors, then at some point you've got to get long Bitcoin. Is it 1% of Bitcoin, 1.5% Bitcoin? I don't know. So a lot of smart institutions are saying, let me get long this thing before it becomes part of a total tactical asset allocation index. And I think that's starting to happen now, and that's very good for Bitcoin.
is it because it's a hedge against 34 trillion in money printing or whatever it is?
Yeah, well,
or is it going to be used to seamlessly transact around the world, or both?
So, you know, I'm in the digital gold category.
At this point.
Yeah, Michael Saylor. I'll probably call my cell phone after this and say, no, this is in the universal currency category, meaning it'll eventually be the standardized currency for the world over the things like the Lightning Network. But I think what's important for people to do is to do the homework on Bitcoin, because when you do the homework on Bitcoin, you go towards Bitcoin. I know very few people that have done the homework, you know, several hundred hours of understanding Bitcoin, not just reading the right white paper, but really understanding the history of money and all the different boxes that Bitcoin checks off.
It does. That was
so.
All right, guys and gals. Now, as you hear him say that, I have an announcement today. All right. We are going to open up a small number of investing opportunities in my St. Louis club for, here's the request. I'm probably going to accept maybe 4 or 5 people or investors. It's 25,000 is it. All right. You can only buy 2 shares. If you're wealthy, you're not buying this out. Fuck off. I love you, but fuck off. This is for this is for the little guys. If you want more information on becoming a partial owner with me in my club in St. Louis, give us a call at 941-960-1180 and ask for Bamboo. Right? I'm only letting a few people in. All right. The St. Louis, and what I'm launching up in St. Louis is a convention center. It's basically going to be 40,000 square feet, folks. Well, between 30 and 40,000 square feet. So we have the club here in Sarasota. We have the club in Nashville. Those are already open. The grand opening of the club in Massachusetts is the 8th of next month. Then we're moving to St. Louis. So that's your opportunity. 941-960-1180. Just throwing it out there, folks. All right. Now, we are going to leave YouTube and we are going to go to the private server. Everyone who's not on the private server right now, right there, and under here. So join us for the rest of the show, which will last about an hour, all right? And no, you don't have to have the full 25,000 right now. It's just give us a call. All right. Everyone, we'll be right back on the private server. Have a great Friday, guys.